Right now on Secrets of Louisville Chefs, tempt your taste buds with some of Louisville's favorite food.
See why they call it fresh American cuisine and why the restaurant that serves it is such a Louisville hotspot.
We're on location at Avalon.
And we're going backstage with head chef Nathan Carlson. He's got a big show planned for us with recipes created just for us on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. He'll show us an easy-to-do shrimp soup, honey glazed duck breast, and wait until you see the dessert.
I'm using a puff pastry, just like a basic commercial bought puff pastry sheet that I'm going to turn into the biggest frosted flake you've ever seen in your life.
You'll learn all his secrets so you can make it yourself at home. Stay tuned. It's all local TV.
And it starts right now on Sullivan University's Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Hi, and welcome to Secrets of Louisville Chefs. I'm Kelly Kay.
And I'm Kevin Harnett. We're glad you're with us tonight. We have got a fantastic show coming up. Lots of secrets to share right here from Avalon.
We're in the Highlands on Bardstown Road, one of Louisville's favorite places to eat out. And even with all the great restaurants around here, Avalon always stands out in a crowd. The dining room is contemporary, rising several levels as you make your way through it. And there's private dining on the top floor for those extra romantic evenings.
And if a casual dinner is your thing, there's a huge covered patio outside. You know, that can seat up to 90 people.
And it's gorgeously decorated. Just real comfortable place to come hang out and have some nice food.
Whether you eat at a table or on a stool at the bar, you can always count on a lot of good people watching along the sidewalks of Bardstown Road.
But the thing that truly makes Avalon a hot spot is the food. They call it fresh American cuisine, which to the executive chef, Nathan Carlson, can mean just about anything.
There's not truly an American cuisine. There's different regions that have been inspired by other places around the world. Like the Southwest has been inspired by like Mexican cuisine. Southern cuisine is inspired by a lot of even old French and Cajun. You can't really pinpoint it. It's kind of a nice thing for me. I can basically do whatever I want.
And you're about to see the chef do just that. He's going off the menu for this edition of Secrets of Louisville Chefs, making some special dishes just for us. A creamy seafood starter, a gorgeous glazed duck entree, and to die for desserts. And as always on Secrets of Louisville Chefs, he's giving you all the secrets so you can do it at home.
I love the secrets. Let's get started. Let's jump back into the kitchen here at Avalon with Chef Nathan Carlson.
Well, first I'll be making a shrimp and a shrimp veloute cappuccino with basically there's no coffee involved in it, but it looks like it's coffee. I'll make a shrimp veloute, which is a classic sauce, one of the 5 major sauces, and then just turn it into a nice flavorful soup, top it with a little lightly whipped cream, put a little shrimp garnish on there, and dust it with a touch of an Avalon spice, which is a secret mixture.
We're going to reveal that secret along with a lot of others, so keep watching. But first of all, what exactly is a veloute?
Veloute is basically a stock that has been thickened with a blonde roux. And a blonde roux is just a flour and butter or oil mixture that has been cooked for just a few minutes to kind of take the raw flavor off of it and give it a little bit of color.
The rest of the soup is made in a second pot with, once again, butter.
We love the butter. So I've got some of my butter sizzling here, and about the perfect temperature. I'm going to go ahead and add some garlic and some chopped shallots and a little bacon. Never hurt nothing. Add on top of that butter. And I'll throw just a little bit of herb in there. Just a mixture of herbs. And I just want to give those a light saute. That's about perfect right there. I'm going to go ahead and add my veloute in there. I put about 5-6 cups in there. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 7. Turn the heat up just a little bit, and I'm just going to whisk. Just try to get that nice heat temperature on that, mix those flavors together in there.
After a little whisking, the chef uses an immersion blender to smooth out the soup.
Just make sure I get a good puree. I would suggest putting it in your home blender, making sure you leave the cap off, put a moist towel over it. That way, when you put a hot mixture in your home blender, it has a tendency to fire up. So if you put a moist towel over it, it'll kind of catch everything and not blow the top of your blender lid off.
And he'll go a step further before he serves it by straining it.
Put my soup through a chinois, which is just a really fine mesh strainer. We've got our soup. And one more thing I've got to do. I got to make my frothed cream. So I just got some nice chilled heavy cream. A little bit of that Avalon spice I was talking about in here.
Oh, come on, chef. Give us the secrets, will ya?
I guess you twisted my arm enough, so it's a half paprika, half smoked paprika, and a little bit of chipotle powder, garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper, and that's it. So I'm just going to whip this up, see how much of a mess I can make, see if I can get some on you. Right there is about perfect. You see how I got that? It's not fully whipped, but it's just about there. And it's got a nice savory aspect. For the soup, I've got a garnish of just some nice tiger shrimp. So I just want to give them a quick saute. Nice big plump shrimps. And we'll put a little garlic in here. A little salt and pepper. They cook so quickly, you got to be very careful not to overcook them. They'll be tough. I'm just gonna put a little bit of stock in there, little chicken stock, just to kind of help them go. See, my garlic was starting to get real brown. I don't want it to get burned. There's burn flavor in there, so just a little bit of stock in there will help steam up the shrimp, finish them up nice and quick. Got my nice hot soup. Fill up my soup cup most of the way. I'm going to put a shrimp just on the edge here. A little sprinkle of the Avalon spice and a little chopped herb on top, and that's it. Finished product.
There you have it, fresh American cuisine at Louisville's Avalon. Don't you feel special, Kev? The chef created that recipe just for us on this show.
Oh, so special. And you know what? I feel even better now that we know the secrets. We can make it ourselves at home. And there's a lot more secrets coming up from the kitchen at Avalon. Up next, it's honey glazed duck breast with risotto and roasted mushroom. Now that looks tasty.
And later on, Kevin, it's one of the chef's favorite things, and mine too, dessert. I'll bet you've never had anything quite like this. Find out what it is and how to make it yourself when Secrets of Louisville Chefs returns.
Welcome back to Secrets of Louisville Chefs. I'm Kevin Harnett alongside Kelly Kay, and tonight we are dining in style here at Avalon.
Kevin, I love this place. Good wine, good people, and some of the best food in town.
Yeah, hey, come on, plate. Well, speaking of the food, let's introduce you to the man behind it. Here's Chef Nathan Carlson. It's truly a blessing that we can call Nathan a Louisville chef.
I had been working, several years, starting washing dishes before I moved here. I started when I was 18 years old, washing dishes, and and I met a girl working at Mount Rainier, and she's from here, and she dragged me here from Washington State.
Once in Kentucky, Nathan decided to get a degree from Sullivan University's culinary school.
My culinary school experience was very good, and then on top of that, I worked for Joe Castro at the English Grill for 4 years, and that's a second education in its own.
Nowadays, Nathan runs his own kitchen, and he's always coming up with something new, just like this, another dish created just for us on Secrets of Louisville Chefs.
I'm doing a honey glazed duck breast with caper, raisin risotto, and roasted shiitake mushrooms and cipollini onions. And I'll just drizzle that with a little bit of a honey glaze, and then I've got some 25-year-old balsamic vinegar that this little 3-ounce bottle costs $80. So, you know, down the hatch.
All kidding aside, here are the secrets to how it's done.
I'll start with a little bit of oil in my pan, and I've got a little salt and pepper on my duck. And that's ready to roll. Get a nice sear on one side of.
One secret to getting a good sear is to dry off the meat before it goes into the pan, and keep the flipping to a minimum.
If you want to sear the presentation side and then flip it one time, and that way you don't have to flip it again. If you have to flip it more than one time, you might screw it up somehow and you know, tear it, or you know, make it not look very pretty. Oh, look at that. See, that's a nice, beautiful sear on there. Now I can turn this down just a little bit, and we want to render that fat off.
The duck is looking good, but it still has a bit to go, so the chef will get going on some risotto to go with it. Now, risotto is basically Italian rice, slow cooked by adding a stock little by little, and it can take on just about any kind of flavor.
This is a mixture of caper and raisins that have been soaking in white wine. Just basically to soak them in white wine is to kind of plump the raisins up a bit and just kind of take on that white wine flavor a little bit, you know. So I'm just going to take just a spoonful and a half, a little bit of the wine going in there as well. When you make risotto, the thing about it is you let the moisture evaporate before you add more. So I'll probably add a little bit more in here after I've got this down. Touch of herb.
As the liquid cooks down with the risotto, it looks like the duck is just about done.
Oh yeah, GBD as they say, golden brown delicious. You're getting a nice golden color. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven for now, and we'll get our mushrooms rolling.
The chef has chosen shiitake mushrooms for this dish, and not just any shiitakes.
These are local Kentucky mushrooms.
Using local ingredients like these makes a big difference in many ways.
It's nice to work with local farmers because it puts money back into the community, but you know, generally it's been handled less, it's been better taken care of, you get a nicer product in the end.
The chef will saute the mushrooms with onions in a saute pan with butter, and of course, more garlic.
The thing about mushrooms is they have a tendency to just absorb. So I might have to add just a little bit of liquid to this to kind of get them going.
In the meantime, the duck is about halfway done in the oven. This is when it gets its honey glaze.
That's just a nice honey glaze, basically almost like a spun honey glaze that I'm putting on top of it. We'll put it back down in the oven to finish up, and then mostly that's fat coming off of that. We'll pop it down in the oven once again.
A few minutes later, and everything is ready to go.
So there's that beautiful duck right there. Probably hanging out at a good medium, maybe a little bit mid-rare. I'll transfer that over to my cutting board here. Beautiful slices. So I'll just take a nice scoop of our risotto. I'm just going to put off center on this nice big square plate here. I'll bring the duck over and fan it. I'll put in a little extra drizzle of this spun honey concoction. Our shiitake mushrooms and onions. Nice little pile. And then the best part.
And then an extra special topper, a drizzle of 25-year-old balsamic vinegar. The chef says it's worth its weight in gold.
Now we have the honey glazed duck breast with caper raisin risotto and roasted onion and shiitake mushrooms with 25-year-old balsamic vinegar.
You gotta love that, Kev. And just like everything here, it's gourmet cooking with a little bit of Southern charm.
Yeah, and good local ingredients, which, by the way, the chefs say is one of the secrets to making the food taste so good. We have a lot more to come on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Up next, it's time for dessert.
Yay! And this time, it features an unusual ingredient you might never figure into a final course. Find out what it is and learn the secrets to making the same sweet treat at home next on Secrets of Louisville Chefs, on location at Avalon.
The Secrets of Louisville Chefs.
Welcome back to Secrets of Louisville Chefs. I'm Kevin Harnett. She's Kelly Kay. Tonight we're dining out at Avalon.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad for the wine. And I'm especially glad it's dessert time. Because as you know, dessert is always something special at Avalon. And it's really special tonight because once again, it's a recipe the chef came up with just for this show.
It is something special. Of course, there's no shortage of ideas for Chef Nathan Carlson. He has food on his mind 24/7.
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm dreaming about some food of some sort. You know, just kind of something that's always going on.
The dessert he's come up with for us is definitely dreamy and maybe a little bit surprising. It's got an ingredient you might not think of for a dessert: goat cheese.
Well, what I'm going to make for dessert today is a strawberry and lemon goat cheese millefeuille. And a millefeuille basically means thousands of layers. So I'm using a puff pastry, just like a basic commercial bought puff pastry sheet, that I'm going to turn into the biggest frosted flake you've ever seen in your life.
The chef begins by brushing egg wash on a sheet of puff pastry dough.
You could buy this at probably even Kroger. I think they have them in Kroger. I know you can get it at Burgers, even lots of pasta. And I'm gonna roll it up like it's a jelly roll. So I got a nice puff pastry roll, and then I just cut them. I get rid of the end pieces, and I cut them into about 1-inch puff pastry pieces. Then I've got this nice little roll, and I just take it and I flatten it out. Roll it in a little powdered sugar. I'm going to put it through my pasta roller. Each time I'll dust it with a little bit more powdered sugar, and I'll make it a little, roll it just a little bit more thin, a little thinner. And I'll do that about 3 times. A rolling pin will work just fine. Just you want to make sure you get it nice and thin. Because it is puff pastry, it is going to rise up a little bit on you in an oven. So I always take one sheet pan on the bottom, like this, put it on my parchment paper, and then I'll put another sheet tray on top of it and bake it like that, so it reduces the amount of rise you get out of the puff pastry. I bake that at 350 degrees for about 12 minutes. I rotate it about 7-8 minutes through. I'll rotate it, and then my final product looks like this. And like I said, the thing that reminds me most of is a big frosted flake. So next I'm going to make my lemon goat cheese. Room temperature goat cheese. I've got about 1.5 cups, 2 cups of goat cheese. I've got about 1.5 lemons. I'm not going to add it all in, but I have probably about 1 lemon worth of juice. I'm going to mix those together, and then I'm going to sweeten it up with a little bit of powdered sugar. I'm going to add a little bit of fresh vanilla bean. Just scrape those seeds out of there, that little bit right there. That is the seeds scraped out of vanilla beans. Put that right in there. Just a little bit goes a long way. Mix that in.
In another bowl, the chef has fresh strawberries, which come from Kentucky when they're in season.
And all I'm going to do is just take a little bit of sugar on those as well and just toss them around until the juices come out. I'm going to take a little dollop of this sweetened goat cheese, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the end here. I'm going to put a dollop, just a little bit on the plate here to kind of act as cement. It kind of keeps it in place. I'm going to put a few of these lovely strawberries on here. And then we're going to do that one more time. A little bit more strawberry. I got a little bit of strawberry coulis or a strawberry sauce. I'm just going to drizzle on the plate there. Sprig of mint. This is a lemon goat cheese and strawberry mille-feuille.
Now that's what I call creativity. And a little daring too. Goat cheese and dessert?
Well, you know what they say, no risk, no reward. And this trip to Avalon has been very rewarding. And that's all the time we have for Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Join us next time when we go behind the scenes at another one of Louisville's favorite restaurants. For Kevin Harnett, I'm Kelly Kay. Bon appetit.
For Secrets of Louisville Chefs, I'm Nathan Carlson at Avalon. Come see us sometime.